Right, next job I'm going to do is turn up the bearings. I've already got the phosphor bronze set up in the lathe. Right, I'm just turning the diameter down to fit into the hub. Right, I've turned down the diameter to fit in the hub. Now I'm going to bore the hole out and then ream it to 1 inch. Start with a centre drill. Right, then I'll stick a bigger drill in. Just going up the drill sizes. Right, this is the drill before the reamer. Now just got to ream that out. Now I've bored the inside, I'm going to now part off one bit and then another one. So each hub will have two. So when you put them in, there'll be a gap where the oiler hole is. Once I've done these, I'll show you. Turn the speed up a bit. Right, as you can see, I've got the two bearings in place, leaving that little gap there. That's where the oiler hole goes through. So when you squirt oil in there, it'll go in that little gap there and then disperse between the two bearings and the axle. Good. Now the next job I'm going to do will be my little brass caps for the oilers. Right, I'm going to make an oiler cap like that. That's one I made for the front wheels. I'm going to make something like that now for my rear wheels. Right, I've just machined the end down. Now I'm going to put a little bit of knurl there. And then I should be drilling out the bottom. Right, I'm just putting a little knurl on there. That looks lovely. Right, so I've put a nice knurl on there. Now I'm going to drill and tap this end here, and then I'll be parting it off. Just about to drill for the tapping. You can see I've put a centre drill in there. I'm just going to drill down to the edge of that tape. That's the depth. That's the depth I want to go. Right, I've drilled and tapped the end there. Now I'm just going to part that off. So there we have one oil cap. I'll just put it on. So there it is on the oiler. I think that makes it look a lot better than just a bent piece of pipe. Right, so that's both oiler caps done. There's one. And there's the other. Right, the next job I'm going to do is the hubcaps. As you can see, I've got one of the hubcaps in the lathe. I've faced this face off and turned it down to the diameter. I'm just going to put the boring bar in and clean up the inside of this. It's literally to make sure the inside's parallel, and then I'll put that on a small chuck the other way round to do the other side. So now I've mounted the hubcap onto a small chuck that I brought. That's inside the side I've just cleaned out. Now I can face this back off. Turn this down to the size and clean up the flange. Just taking very small cuts, light cuts. Right, that's one hubcap machined. I'll just take it off that little chuck. We can have a look at it. Right, this is the little chuck I used. Great little chuck. And that is the hubcap. Fits in that little recess nicely, look. I'll just machine up the other one. And then what I've got to do is drill some holes in there on a pitch circle diameter. Get it in there and drill and tap the hub then. Right, that's both hubcaps machined. What I've got to do now is set them up in the milling machine. Set up a pitch circle diameter for the 3 holes to fit them on there, and then drill and tap the hubs. So I got a hubcap clamped in the vise on the milling machine, and I've got a pitch circle diameter for 3 holes. 1, 2, 3, roughly 120 degrees each one. So there is my pitch circle diameter with the 3 holes. So I'm going to just start and put the centre drill in first. Right, I've put the centre drill in. There's the 3 holes. One over there. Now I've got to drill through the right drill. Right, and that's the 3 holes. As I can't get the wheel now onto the milling machine, I'll have to put this on and drill the holes in the hubs for tapping by hand. Because I can't get the wheel on the milling machine now, I've just used a couple of dabs of super glue to stick that in the middle centrally, and then I'll drill and tap these by hand through there, take the cap off and then tap it, then I'll be able to screw them back on. Right, so that's the two wheels practically finished, bar the rubber tyres, but I'm not going to do them yet. So I have done the bearings in each wheel, and the oil caps and the hub caps. What I'll do now is I'll just turn these over and we can carry on. Right, in the next video I shall be fitting the brake rings on both wheels, and then I'll be starting to machine up the parts to go on this side of the wheel. On the near side of the wheel you've got the drive hub, that's got to be machined, and then on that shaft there, this is the cable drum, that's got to be machined to fit on there. Then on the offside wheel, I probably won't get that far in the next video, but there'll be a differential gear which has got to be machined, bolted onto the hub. Then you've got the other side of the differential gear. And then you've also got two bevel gears, one which will be this side and one that will be that side. Now, I've been working with iron, cast iron and steel for many years, and I always wear a dust mask. But if you look at this was brand new from B&Q. And machining, all I did was machining these two plates, this side and the other side. That's boring the hole out and then taking the back off down to the thickness. So I would recommend you wear a dust mask. So please subscribe to my channel and join me as I build a 2-inch scale Fowler Showman's traction engine.